You're going to start by taking your resistance to a light to medium to light resistance. Headrest is up and you already have your jump board prepared. Align your feet parallel with your heels down. Inhale, start by bending the knees, engage the core. Exhale, press off and jump up, extending out, straightening your knees and pointing your toes. Inhale, return down. Make sure your heels land back down to flat feet parallel. Exhale, extend back. So it's inhale to bend, exhale, jump back. As you jump back, check that your back remains in a neutral position. Make sure the lower back is not arching up off the carriage. Check your neck is comfortable, your chest is open. Extend long through the legs, softly pointing the toes. Then come back down, join your heels together and turn your toes out in a V position. Check that when you bend your knees align with the toes pointing out in the same direction. Again, heels go down to flat feet. Inhale, bend the knees, go down. Exhale, extend out, jumping off the jump board, softly pointing the toes, straightening the legs and join the little gap between the legs. Keep your heels together. Keep the core engaged, the back in a neutral position. Aim for 10 to 20 rounds of each move. Then we're going to go into changes. So you still have your turnout position, one foot is on top and one foot is underneath. Jump out and then while you're in the air, you switch your legs around. So each time you land on a different side. Breathing in as you go down, bend your knees. Exhale, press off, switch the legs in the air, land with the foot on the other side. Keep the toes pointed out. Keep your knees pointing out in line with your feet. Core engaged. Wrap into the glutes. Turn the knees out. Spiral the legs out. And then feet back to parallel. Start with one leg in tabletop position. Inhale, bend that knee. Exhale, press and jump out and switch legs in the air. Landing on the other side each time. Alternate sides. Breathing in as you bend down, heel goes down, flat foot. Exhale, press off, straighten and extend the leg you're propelling with. Straighten the knee completely, softly point the toes, elongate the legs. Keep the breath flowing. Keep the feet in a parallel position. Then going on to single leg. Feet still parallel, gesture leg up in tabletop. Inhale, bend the supporting knee, heel goes down. Exhale, propel off, straighten that leg, softly point the toes. Nice long legs, reach away from your center. Gently connect into the glutes as well. When you're ready to change, come down with both feet down. Then lift the other leg up to tabletop. Inhale, bend the supporting leg. Exhale, propel off. Straighten that leg, softly point the toes when you're in the air. Land down with the heel down, flat foot. Feet remain in parallel position. Core engaged, slightly squeezing into the glutes of the pushing leg. Long spine, chest is open, neck is long and relaxed. Flowing motions, no jarring through the knees. When you're ready to release, come back down with both feet down. Then you may need to adjust your resistance for abdominals or just stay on your light resistance. Shuffle down slightly so there's a gap between your shoulders and the shoulder pads. Place a small ball or a cushion between your knees. Then pull tension into your straps and stack your arms over your shoulders, legs in tabletop. Inhale to prepare, engage the core. Exhale, initiate with the abdominals and pull down through your arms and lift the head and the chest up into your chest lift. When you're at the top of the movement, squeeze the ball, work the inner thighs and draw that lower tummy down. Inhale, come down, release the inner thighs. Exhale, lift the chest and squeeze the ball. Inhale, coming down, stop with your hands over your chest, no further. Exhale and lift. To increase intensity, you're going to squeeze that ball as hard as you can. Then place the ball between your ankles. This time your head will stay down. Inhale. Exhale, pull down through the arms, reach away through the legs and squeeze the ball as before. Keep your back in a neutral position, and only if you're able to maintain that neutral position, then you can extend your legs slightly further down for more intensity. Draw your arms long down next to your sides, keep your chest open and your neck relaxed. Feel the work in the abdominal muscles. Nice slow movements. Try to avoid rushing or using any momentum. The next set, 100s. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift head and chest. Start to pulse the arms. Inhale for 5 pulses. Exhale for 5. Inhale, we bend the legs to tabletop. Exhale, extend away, squeeze the ball. Inhale, bend the legs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, extend, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Continue until you've done 100. Make sure your chest is up, you're not bouncing your head forward and back. The movement is isolated just through the arms and the legs. To increase intensity, squeeze that ball even more. Draw your lower stomach muscles down towards the spine. Pause at the end. Inhale, exhale, release with control. Place your straps back. Grab the little ball and place it out the way. Then we're going to go back to our jumping series. The exact same sequence we did earlier, and 10 to 20 rounds of each move, starting with feet parallel. Breathe in as you bend the legs, all the way down, heels remain flat. Exhale, propel away, softly pointing the toes, extending long through the legs. Also make sure that you back up with your shoulders against the shoulder pads. Still have your light to medium light resistance. By keeping your resistance light, you increase the work on the abdominal muscles. It gives a slightly different emphasis as opposed to targeting the legs. So when the resistance is light, you work more on your cardio and your abdominal muscles. It allows you to jump a bit slower, which is great for beginners, so you get a chance to really perfect your leg movements as well. You're now in your turnout position. When you bend your knees, check your knees align with the center of your feet so that your knees are pointing in the same direction as your toes. Then going into changes, 1 foot on top, 1 foot underneath. Still in your turnout position. When you're in the air, switch your legs around. This is a great way to increase your coordination, build up your cardiovascular fitness, and strengthen your legs. Make sure that you have no pain or discomfort in your knees. The jump board I'm using today is a sprung jump board, which means there's even less impact on the joints. If you don't have a sprung jump board and you just have a normal jump board, you need to pay a little bit more attention on not jarring your knees. So each movement is smooth as if you're moving through water. Now change your legs into your single leg changes, feet parallel. So when you straighten out your knees and you press off into your jump, make sure you don't snap or jar the knees. Visualize yourself moving through water or through thick mud or jelly. So every movement is smooth and controlled. This will minimize the impact on the knees and on the joints. Going into single leg, just repeat the same leg 10 to 20 times. Keep the feet in a parallel position. The floating leg just remains in tabletop. As you extend your long leg now, gently engage into the glutes. You get a bit of work, muscles on the back of the legs, into your hip extension. Switching over to the other leg. Reach long away, make sure your leg fully straightens out. If you have hypermobile knees, make sure you don't extend too far, and if you do, make sure it's with control and in the correct alignment. After all this jumping, you should feel nice and warm now. Your heart rate is lifted. You've done a bit of cardio. When you're ready, come down with both legs. Change your resistance now to one light spring. And adjust your risers down to the bottom setting. From here, take your right strap, pull yourself forward and hook your right strap onto your right foot. Then stack yourself on all fours with your left knee underneath your left hip joint and both your hands stacked underneath your shoulders. Align your spine in neutral. Inhale, bend the right leg. Exhale, extend the right leg out until it's straight and slightly lifted, only if you're able to keep your neutral spine alignment. If this is the first time you're trying this exercise, you may need to go quite slowly in the beginning, as it is quite challenging to balance. Once you've done about 10 rounds, keep your right leg long. Inhale, lower it slightly. Exhale, lift your right leg up. Keep the pelvis level and square. The lower back in neutral. Keep the chest lifted, the head and the neck in line with the spine. Power through the glutes. Squeeze into that right bum cheek. To release, bend your knee, grab your strap, and very carefully release. Put your strap back. Change sides. Take your left strap, pull yourself forward, hook it around your left foot so it sits on the arch of the foot. Stack your hands under your shoulders, stack your right knee underneath your right hip joint. Align your body and engage the core. Inhale, exhale, extend that left leg out until it's straight and slightly lift that left leg and squeeze into the left buttocks. Check your spine is aligned. Actively lift up through the chest and up through the abdominal muscles. Reach far away with your left leg, lengthening out through that left leg. Once you've done about 10, keep your left leg straight. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Again, squeezing into those left glutes. Feeling the work in the center of that left bum cheek. Keep the rest of your body very stable. To release, bend your left knee. Carefully remove your strap and place it down with control. Then place your headrest down and going into a quick cat stretch. So taking a full breath in, exhale, round your back. Inhale, release back to neutral. Exhale, lift and round your back. Give your back a good stretch. If your lower back is stiff, then emphasize lifting up through that lower back. From here, take your hands to the front of the railings, thumbs on the outside. Pull your body forward until your shoulders are stacked directly over your hands, neutral spine. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, draw the legs forwards, keeping your spine stable. Try not to bounce your pelvis up and down. Keep your spine as still as possible, like a tea tray. Then you isolate the movement just through the hip flexion, engaging the abdominals. Release back, take a quick rest in child's pose. Take a breath or two to recover and stretch out. Then going into your second set. Arms far forwards, thumbs on the outside. Draw yourself forward and set up your spine. Inhale. This time we exhale, draw the knees in for a double exhale. It's almost like a double pulse, except you pull the knees in and then the second exhale you pull it a bit further. So you pull in, pull a bit more, release. Pull in, pull a bit deeper, release. I want you to visualize that as your legs come in, visualize the stomach muscles are actually doing the work here. Aim to do a round of 10, and once you've had enough, sit back onto your heels. Take a quick rest in child's pose. From here, adjust your risers up to the top setting. Keep your resistance light. Grab your straps and then bring your knees up against your shoulder pads. Place your hands through the straps and hold onto the little knots. Align your body tall, tailbone down, roll the shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale, sweep your arms back towards your sides, leading with your baby fingers. Then see if you can try single arm. Breathing in, exhale, pull back through one arm only, the other arm stays forwards. As you're doing this, see if you can keep your pelvis square to the front and your shoulders square to the front. And just isolate the movement through the arms and shoulders. Once you've done that, take your straps and place them around your elbows. Lift your elbows up to 90 degrees. Breathe in. Exhale, pull them out to the side. The watch point here, you want to keep your elbows up in line with your shoulders. The tendency is for many people to start dropping the elbows down, which makes the exercise easier. To increase the challenge, keep your elbows lifted, keep your body tall. There will be some movement in the carriage. From there, cross your straps over and hold your straps so that your palms are facing up and your thumbs are pointing out, so that the handle end is extending out through the thumb and index finger. Inhale to prepare, lift your arms in line with your chest. Exhale, pull your arms straight out to the sides. This is a bit like a reverse fly movement. Inhale, exhale, pull out. Inhale, return, exhale, pull out. See if you can avoid shifting the spine or arching into the back. Aim for 8 to 10 rounds or more if you can. Once you've had enough, turn onto your side. Align your knees under your pelvis. Hold one strap and create a circle in your arms. Interlace the fingers. Breathe in. Exhale, twist to the side, initiating with your oblique abdominals. This is very similar to a spine twist, except we are now just adding some resistance. So keep your pelvis square to the front and just isolate the twist through the mid and upper spine. Then to add more intensity, add your double pulse. So you stop halfway, exhale, twist a bit more. Coming back up and switching sides. Start with the normal twist. Breathe in, exhale, twist. Breathe in, exhale, twist for about 6 rounds. Then the second round of 6, you add the double exhale. So stop halfway, twist a bit more. Stop halfway, twist a bit deeper. That just adds a bit of a different variation and a little bit more of a challenge to those obliques. Check your chest is lifted and you're not leaning over to one side. From here, take your legs through the center, sit slightly forwards and grab your straps. Place them over your legs. You may need to adjust your straps to make them bigger so that they fit over your legs. Place them high up close towards your kneecaps. Your hips are about 2/3 of the way towards the shoulder straps. Bring your legs up to tabletop, interlace the hands to support the head and lift into chest lift. Engage the core. Inhale, send your legs forwards. Exhale, initiate with the stomach muscles as you draw your knees in towards your chest. The head and the chest remain lifted, they're not bouncing up and down. You're isolating the movement through the legs. As the legs come towards you, draw the lower stomach muscles down. Keep your back in a neutral position. As the legs go away from you, avoid the temptation to arch in the lower back. Once you've done 10, place your feet down and take a quick little rest by bringing your head slightly back. When you're ready for the second set, lift the chest back up. Inhale, send the legs forwards. Exhale, add a twist. Inhale, legs forwards. Exhale, add a twist. You're now drawing your opposite armpit towards your opposite knee. The legs remain moving forwards and back. The pelvis is very stable, and then the rotation is just coming from the mid to upper spine. Keeping your elbows wide, resting your head into your hands. Draw that opposite armpit to the opposite knee, as close as you can, and stabilize through the pelvis. To release, you place the feet down and gently lift yourself up. Remove your straps and place them back onto the hooks or onto the shoulder pads, depending on your reformer. We're now going into hip and hamstring stretch. Place your left leg back and your right leg forward. The right foot is in line with the front of your machine where your jump board is. Square the pelvis and send that left knee back until you feel the hip flexor stretch. Take a few deep breaths. And then when you're ready, press back even further until your front leg stretches, stretching the back of your right leg. Flex the toes up to increase the stretch. Draw your right pelvis back and press your left pelvis forwards. Inhale. Exhale, lift up and change over to the other side. Take your right leg back, tuck the toes under. Place your left foot forward in line with the jump board. Inhale, exhale, press that right leg back until you feel a stretch on the front of the right thigh. Square the pelvis. Inhale deeply. Exhale, press back, stretch your front leg. Lift the left toes if you'd like more of a stretch. Draw your left pelvis back and press your right pelvis forward to square the pelvis to the front. Keep your spine in a neutral position. Check you're not rounding your back. Breathe deeply into the stretch, releasing any tension from your muscles. Then gently releasing yourself up. From here, half pigeon stretch. Fold your left leg forward, square the pelvis. To increase the stretch, you may need to lean further forward. Send your right leg back, stretch that right knee, tuck the toes under. You're now feeling a stretch in the left glutes around your left hip. Press back, switch legs, fold your right leg slightly forward, square the pelvis, extend your left leg back, tuck the toes under, straighten the left knee. Breathe into the stretch, feeling the stretch in your left hip. Take a nice full breath in and exhale, press back. Stretch into a modified downward dog position, inhale, and vertebra by vertebra roll up, exhale. Thank you for watching.